Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Mindustry. I've been busy doing some stuff in the background. I went on ahead and realized that I can use electric heaters, as sucky as that sort of option is, I guess. I can, in fact, use electric heaters to get heat for Primordium Iron. On this zone specifically, and yeah, it kind of sucks. It kind of hurts my power supply, but you know, bygones be bygones, I guess. And I'm currently making a whole bunch of obviates. I also figured out this is something you can do. You can kind of like go around the map and you can right click and you can see things, which I think is actually really cool, especially because it lets you see things that are broken. Like my power supply down here, which is fine. Totally fine. Ah, yes, that would, in fact, break the power supply. Yes, let's get these guys a little closer so that just stops. So that just stops happening. I would much prefer that. That's fine. That's acceptable losses. I would much prefer for this to stop happening. That's also acceptable losses. That's fine. I would very much prefer for that to stop happening, and it's going to continue to happen for as long as these two bases are operational, which is why I'm making the Tier 3 air units and stockpiling them down here. In addition to that, I can go on ahead and show off the fact that the mod creator has changed the kiloton forge crafting requirement to no longer include surge, so we can actually start to work on this as well. It's just silica, tungsten, and heat units. It is quite literally that simple. So there's a little bit of an area here that has some graphite, some sand, and some of stuff, so we're just gonna go on ahead and plonk this bad boy down. It's gonna take a hot minute to build, but in the meantime, what we can do is we can place down a silica arc furnace, which will be quite nice. And then the plan is to have slag heaters on the sides like this, because it needs 20 heat units. These put off 8 each, so we need a minimum of 3. I figure why not just go on ahead and surround the darn thing with slag heaters as a blueprint design, and just get it overclocked to 200%, a little more than 200%. Now, I know you guys are probably screaming at me here like, but Benji, there is no slag on this planet. Why are you blueprinting it like this? Well, I'm blueprinting it like this because that makes it easier for me later in life to just come back to this and have it done. And then what I can do on the top here is I can have a whole bunch of rows. And then the first row here can be the input of everything. And then we can have a duct bridge here, which has a little bit of one of those, and that can be our output. Then we can have our graphite and our sand, these 2 rows, and they can just do that. And I trim these so that they're not getting in the way, and that will literally just work. So this will be save Erekir osmium T1, and then Erekir exo. And then instead of having these guys, what we can also do is we can just have a shit ton of the electric heats, which only produce at 3 heat units each, which is not great, but this will be fun. We can just place down more of them. Very easy solution. And then we can grab this little sliver here and just do Erekir osmium T2. Like that. Erekir exo. And done and dealt with. And for this, it looks like we can only support 1 on this power grid unless I hook in some other things, but that's just going to be an absolute pain in my butt and worth it. So I'm not even going to worry about it. I am just going to move this down. I'll move it up here, and then I'll flip the blueprint. And then this, I can get rid of the walls. Speed up time, because the construction and deconstruction time for this thing is absolutely ridiculous. As is, in all fairness, the craft time for these guys. Like, I only have 28 of them, which is just ridiculous to me. And then this bad boy can just kinda come up like this. And it's gonna be spaghetti. Don't yell at me. And there we go. That's that put in. Speed up time again. And then it's as simple as just hooking in the outputs. Or hooking in the inputs, rather. So I will just go on ahead and use both of these. Why the heck not, right? And then I can place down that. Give it this. Now they will both be powered, and that can happen. And then our tungsten is going to be our first input. All the way down there. So that's that. Forgot a power nubbin, so I have to replace the blueprint. Erekir, osmium, blueprint with that name already exists. Oh. I'll fix the other one if it needs fixed. Then I have my handy dandy drill boost blueprint here. That should be plenty, in all honesty, and it doesn't matter which is which, so I'll just go ahead and make that one that. Bring this down, take care of that. Bingo. And then the last thing that we need to do is hook in all of our cliff crushers for our sand production, which I am going to overproduce sand because for a minute, necessarily. Then just do some belt weaving, or I guess duct weaving rather, but who cares? Technicality. Technicality. And we have osmium. Very slowly. Why does it say liquid? It has a 200 liquid capacity, but it doesn't actually do any liquid. Very interesting. Okay, that's fine, but we have osmium now. In terms of what that does for us, I don't really think anything. And the mod developer did say that in the Discord, by the way. I have a Discord channel, link in the description, if you want any up-to-date anythings from the mod creator or myself. Feel free to join. Link in the description, it's always open. So yeah, that's an osmium, the kiloton forge blueprint. Next up will probably be a Hadal furnace, but Surge requires slag, and I'd rather not spend time designing that when we're not on base for that. So next is probably going to end up being Crevice or something along those lines. Where was the one that had the glitch, by the way? The basin? Ooh. Never mind. Okay. Once I get to a new planet, I'll set up a new thing for that. And I'll be back when I get some new stuff. See you in a second. It's been a while for me, but we are back, and I actually have some new content to go over. First of all, I've been unlocking all of these turrets, and I'm finally going to be able to put one into use. The one that I'm targeting is the furnace, because I need some anti-air over in this side of things, and there's thorium available on this side pretty easily. No slag for the optional booster, but that's fine. It's only 140% multiplier to the firing rate, but it's 500 damage with 70 area damage, homing, and 9 frag bullets of 100 damage apiece every half a second-ish. That's pretty good DPS in all honesty. And it's a homing missile with frag. I'm absolutely gonna take that. Now, in the meantime, I've been using just these little itty-bitty guys, the heats, and the heats are quite good overall, in my opinion. As you can see right there, they put in some really, really good work on those flyers that were coming in and kept the furnace from getting absolutely demolished. Now, I am gonna speed up the time here because the build time for this thing is absolutely ridiculous. The build time is over 2 minutes, but it is. And we will hopefully get to see that in action very shortly. And then over on this side, I've just got a overclocked Afflict, which, yes, the Afflict turrets work better with more heat. They fire faster, the heat gets put into them, which is quite good overall. And then down here, I have Surge. I just doubled up the heat. I have the Nuclear Fusion Furnace, which is kind of doing its thing at the moment, and I might up its tungsten supply a little bit. And then we also unlocked Carbide in this zone, so we are utilizing the Carbide as much as we possibly can. Looks like they are deciding to not go for this side, I find quite odd and also quite frustrating. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. And then if we go back into here, there is another one. It's called the Pyromancer. It fires homing and piercing energy, and it's power-oriented with an optional slag enhancement. So this might actually be really cool to check out as well. And then, of course, there's more. There's always more. And then we also have the T1 and the T2 upgrade modules available to us, but I don't really want to get into that. And then there was one other thing. In the Erekir tree, there's this guy, the Voltrium Blast Furnace. And this thing is a fucking doozy. This thing is ridiculous. It needs an input of hydrogen, slag, sand, thorium, osmium, and surge alloy, and heat. That is 2 liquids, 4 solids, heat. And it produces a trickle of this new thing that I've never heard of before called Voltrium alloy, and a byproduct of tungsten and silicon. What? So that's going to be the last thing that we mess around with today as soon as this zone actually does get captured. That's a problem. That was a bit of an issue. Let me fix that. My Primordium Iron apparently got utilized. Aw, and we missed that one getting used. That sucks. Apparently my Primordium Alloy on this zone got utilized there to do research, which kinda sucks, because I did not want that to happen. I did not want that to get utilized for research. I want this specifically to be utilized to build these gigantic turrets. Alright, now on the next wave we'll actually see some of these turrets actually getting used, which is so dope, and I honestly cannot wait. This is gonna look so cool. Also just gonna go on ahead and do this as well. If I can, that is. Guess I could do it here. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm just gonna give it a tank so that it can start tanking up the slag. Perfection. So that'll be the last thing that we mess around with today. I don't even think that I actually have unlocked it yet. There we go. Now I've actually unlocked it. The Voltrium Blast Furnace, which also requires me to make a kiloton forge on this planet. So it's a good thing that I have my Osmium Tier 1 blueprint already kind of ready and available. Granted, in all honesty, what I'm probably gonna do with it is I'm just gonna place it and then get rid of all of the belts for it. Oh, come on, there's nowhere for me to put the darn thing, it's too big! What's the point of doing these blueprints if they don't fit anywhere? Oh well, I'll figure that out in a minute. I really want to see these furnaces in action. Where are they? I also have a forward operating base. There they are. There they are. I can see them walking. I can see them walking. Come on. Come get some. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, that's sick. That was sick. That was awesome. That was amazing. That was really cool. Anyway, once I get it to the point where I can start messing around with this a little bit more, I will. In the meantime, I'm probably just gonna work on getting this zone captured. Because I'm even trying to think of, like, where the heck can I put this thing that it can actually get all of its inputs, like thorium, osmium, which requires a whole bunch of stuff, tungsten, silica. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with the byproducts. I don't know. I'll figure something out. It's my specialty, optimizations and things like this. So I'll figure it out. I will be back shortly. I said I would be back when I figured out the new thing, but I just saw this work and oh my goodness, it's a treat. It's a treat. It's a real treat. Also, the geothermal is really cool as well. Like, watch the geothermal here in a second. Oh, come on. They didn't reach. Alright. This is why we have the ability to speed up time. Because now, instead of sitting here for a whole minute and waiting for the clock to tick down, I can just do that instead. And now the new wave is here. And it's already on its way. I really want to build another pyromancer on the main battlefield. Okay, yeah, no, this'll work. This'll work. Look at that. And it sounds like a fuse. Alright, you guys need to move. So I can build another one of these. Because these things are phenomenal. They look awesome. But they also take 2 minutes to build. So yeah, that's the one complaint that I have, in all honesty. That is the... Oh, there it was. Aw, man, I wasn't paying attention. There it was, though. But anyway, that's the one complaint that I have, in all honesty, about this mod, is the things take so long for you to build. And I get that that's like a balance thing. Oh, shoot. Energy went kablooey? Energy sometimes goes kablooey when I do things with the time warp mod, and I think that's just because of the fact that the time warp mod does its whole, like... The time warp mod, I think, has a tendency to muck up the splitters for different things, like the liquid splitters and stuff like that. So, yeah, either that or it's just the pyromancers just completely draining my power grid whenever they activate. It's one of the two. Yep, there it is. Look at that. That is awesome. That is so cool. That is so freaking cool. I love the look of that. The aesthetic of it is just absolutely phenomenal. I don't even need these guys posted here. They can go back. But the animation and the style is just awesome. So I think I'm actually going to leave it here. I'm going to save this for next time because of how complicated it is and because of the fact that I'm running out of time and also running out of space on this particular destination, and I don't want to have to worry about defense while I'm simultaneously trying to worry about production. Not to mention the fact that it requires 1,000 power units per second, of which my budget, it would technically allow, but would be a bit of a stretch for. So I'm just going to leave it here for now. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Have yourselves a really fantastic rest of the day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag, and I will see you guys in the next. Later, y'all.